Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Around Campus and the Nightcap Recap here. Jim Biringer. I'm joined by Andy McNamara. He was on with us after the national championship game. Catch him at the Sporting News, Sick Podcast, Sick Browns Podcast as well. Putting up it's draft time, combine time. It came and went. A lot of great movers and shakers. Obviously, Andy Mack covers the Browns. Probably go league wide here.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, Andy, before we dive in, thanks for coming back on and doing this, man.
Oh, brother, always love it. And we were chatting we were texting back and forth around the combine, and we were just like, well, let's just do it on our show. Right?
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it. There's so much
There's-
combine stuff to talk. So, real quick, before we dive into everything, there's a lot of talk now about Fernando Mendoza, number one, going to Raiders, is right. And we talked about it. We talked about it after the title game, right? We were the first ones really to say, okay, is this guy a system guy? Can he be protected? Like, what is his evaluation here? Like, is he a number one? Like, what is his ceiling in NFL? And I know he's a great kid and everything. Raiders got to protect this kid because I just don't know if his mechanics and everything can carry over. And I threw this by my buddy Lefty on our show after everything heading into the combine. I'm not a big fan of these guys, these quarterbacks that don't throw at the combine, because I don't like that you're throwing in a setup format with your guys. I want to see how you read with different receivers because you're not having your Indiana receivers in Las Vegas.
You're going to have new guys for you. Yeah. And I usually agree with that take, like 99% of the time. The only time I don't mind it is when a guy is so clearly the first overall pick or one or two, and it's like he can only hurt himself.
Right.
You know?
That's
fair.
Like,
the Raiders are going to take him no matter what, so why bother? I would like to see it from an entertainment standpoint, and to your point as well. But from his standpoint, it's like, Jeremiah Love, we were talking about before for Notre Dame. He was like, okay, where does he go? Jeremiah Love, I think, made himself some money. Sonny Styles, Ohio State linebacker, my good, jumped up, made himself some money with the tape. Fernando Mendoza could only have hurt himself in the combine. So that's where I'm fine with it. But to your point, if you're the Raiders, I want to see next week you get your butts in gear and you go get this guy some linemen real quick on the O line. And you draft. It is a deep draft class for guards and right tackle. Very poor for not outside of Monroe Freeling, who I like, and then Caleb Lamo. So. Weak for left tackle, but you go get yourself whoever you need on that O-line. You need trades, you need free agents, and you need drafts. You got to load that up, because if you do, look to the Chicago Bears, what they were able to do. Caleb Downs looked like, or not Caleb Downs.
Caleb Williams.
I'm thinking Caleb Downs the safety. I'm in combine.
We'll talk about Caleb Downs in a minute, but I'm saying I agree with you. Like Caleb Williams, you get an offensive line, you protect your guy, and now it looks good, and you get a running game, get a couple of wide receivers in there. Now you're talking quick turnaround for the Bears, and I liked what the Bears did this year. But okay, you mentioned a couple of risers. I've been a big fan of Jeremiah Love. His college time with Notre Dame, played a bunch of seasons there. I've been a big favorite of this kid. Like this kid, we're talking about it off air. I'm going to bring it on here. I've mentioned on Nightcap Recap a bunch of times. Look, if I'm the Giants, I really have to consider, unless Caleb Downs falls to me, I really have to consider taking Jeremiah out of 5. That gives me a workhorse back, gives me protection for Jackson Dart. Guy can block, can catch the ball out of the backfield, can run routes like a wide receiver.
So smooth.
And he can get you. And I know the college and the pro game is different, but this is Saquon Barkley, like where he's breaking 10 yards from scrimmage, and once he gets to the second level, he's gone. Like he's literally gone. If you don't get him in the first level, he's out.
Yeah, and like you said, he's certainly not one-dimensional. You can keep him out there for all 3 downs. You can have a Scatabo when he comes back, and who knows how quickly he'll be able to come back from that injury with Love. And people say, 2 running backs you need. You can slide these guys out. You can get really creative if you're the Giants on that.
They had a 3 running back system when both times they won the Super Bowl.
There you go. And the other interesting part is, boy, these defenders. Arvell, Reese, like I said, Sonny Styles, linebacker, Caleb Downs. You go Reuben Bain for Miami. I don't care if they come. I've seen bunches of T-Rex arms. Okay. Let him fall to somebody and watch this guy be a stud. Ruben Bain is a stud.
We got to go to this because I was asked about this on Monday about the T-Rex arms in the comments. I think this is a lot of general managers and scouts over scouting, but also getting into players' heads. Like if I was an agent for one of these players and I'm bringing them to the combine, I'm like, you're going to hear a lot of weird stuff. Just answers. It's like, I'm just going to let my game speak for myself. I'm not going to get upset if they criticize me. I've been criticized all year, or things like that. I'm just going to let the play speak for myself. If they want to draft me, they draft me. If they don't, hey, it's okay. I'll go find, I'll make it in this league. Like things like that. I think they do mess with him a little bit, but Ruben Bain Jr. was a monster for Miami. Like I don't understand, like some of the comments in the over scouting sometimes in all these sports are ridiculous. I think he's a stud. And look, I think you said it before, tackles, safeties, guards, like defensive end, like it's the non-sexy positions that are getting the most attention in this draft. It's not a deep quarterback class.
No.
It's not a very good quarterback class. I'm being honest. Like people are like, oh, well, why are you down on all these guys? Well, I watched all these guys, watched them for a couple years. This isn't a good class. Like it's just not. It's just not a good quarterback.
Mendoza, it's get a flyer.
Maybe
hope he's up or a backup. It's very unexciting.
Yeah.
The Ty Simpson talk to the Browns again. Every quarterback gets linked to the Browns because they haven't had a quarterback properly since Baker Mayfield, and then before that is ridiculous as far as like a top pick. If you had even a single other good quality quarterback, Fernando Mendoza level or above, Ty Simpson wouldn't even be talked about in the first round. He is average. I think he's going to be an average NFL starter. That doesn't mean you can't win with him. I'm not saying he's the worst.
No.
Look at the elite. He has no elite traits, Jim.
None.
Under 6'1", he came out under 6'2". He's not the tallest. He doesn't have the biggest arm. Doesn't have the most speed. Doesn't have the best accuracy. He's okay. He is okay. And so you can win sometimes with okay.
Right, but he's not a first-round quarterback.
Not to me. I bet you he goes to the first round.
Oh, somebody will be stupid and take him in the first round.
Bring him up. You see all the mocks, yeah.
Like you saw what happened with Anthony Richardson with the Colts. They're like, oh, we love his agility. Like, dude, he played 10 games for Florida. Ty Simpson played one season as a starter at Alabama.
And what about Trey Lance?
Yeah, Trey Lance, another one.
So here's the difference to me, though. And while those were total busts and I wouldn't have taken them either, at least when you look at a Trey Lance or Anthony Richardson, you can say, ooh, elite traits, elite athleticism, elite this, height or arm. Doesn't mean they're a total package, but there's an elite trait that you can grasp onto and say, okay, boy, if we can develop it, it goes. And sometimes it just doesn't develop. Like with those guys. With Ty Simpson, he's a guy. Just a guy.
And maybe he falls into the right system where they allow him to develop and take his time.
Sure.
Like, for instance, we're looking, just say, for instance, he falls to Kansas City, right? Like, they take a flyer on him in the second round.
I've seen the Rams, maybe.
Rams, right. But again, Rams, here's the issue with me, Ty Simpson going to the Rams. How much longer is Matt Stafford playing? Like, if it's only one more season, now you're asking Ty Simpson to come in the following year. I don't know if he's going to be ready the following year. Right. I think they need to let him sit for 2 seasons, understand the NFL game, and work in reps. I'm being honest. I don't know if he's going to be able to translate to the NFL. I really don't think he will be. And you mentioned the Browns, and look, they have Shador, they have Dylan Gabriel. They want to bring in another quarterback. Now you got
Deshaun Watson. Can't forget about him. Sadly, he's there.
But he should never be able to take the field again. They should just pay him to go home.
I agree, Jim. I'm telling you, from my guys on the ground in Cleveland, what they're hearing, just watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't
play. I don't want him to.
Browns will brown, and they'll do it. But the thing is, for me, I have a guy like Shador Sanders, right? Raw talent, elite talent. We know what he can do. If you never believed in him as a player, and now you have Tom Monken coming in trying to joke and, trying to fix everything what happened with, with the Ravens comments and all this stuff. And now we're talking about, well, if you don't have a good quarterback or good system, in the quarterback, it's like, all right, if you like Shador, great. If not, somebody in the NFL will want to take that kid and just move him out of Cleveland.
And the thing is, I wonder, what you'd get for him, because coming out of the draft, remember, he kept falling. Everyone had a
Right.
chance to take him. But I believe it has shown this past year he's been humbled. He's put the work in. So I think it's a different conversation now. And for me, this is the year where and remember, folks, Shedeur Sanders was on a separate practice field last year as a rookie. Separate.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett were getting all the reps. Give me an offseason properly where Shedeur is legit competing with Deshaun Watson for the starting job with the reps. I think we see this guy take legitimate steps forward, and I believe he can be, now to what level of starter, I'm not sure. But this is the year you got to find out, because then next year, if you think, hey, we got Shedeur Sanders, 5th round pick, we're cooking. If you're like, then at least you've seen it.
Right.
Build and see, and then go try to get somebody else.
Right, exactly. And I think just the Browns organizationally are just, well, you know my feelings about it. Like they run
my feelings about it too.
Yeah, they run poorly, bad decision making. Let the wrong guy leave, right? Like I mean, I don't know what that defense is going to be like this year in Cleveland.
Well, I'll tell you, I was very concerned because I wanted Jim Schwartz to be the head coach. I love Jim Schwartz. I want him to be the head coach. I am coming around on Monken a lot.
Oh, he's a good guy. I think he's a great guy, but I'm just saying that defense was so elite under Schwartz.
And here's the one bright spot that I find is, okay, Schwartz, you got pissed off and you left. All right. You kept, what's one of the best coach spots on that defense? Now, Myles Garrett is Myles Garrett. It's the linebackers. You had Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Doesn't look like he's going to play ever again, but went to a Pro Bowl. You also had Carson Schlesinger, 2nd round pick. No one had ever heard of. Be defensive rookie of the year. That's under Jason Tarver, linebacker coach, who they promoted to linebacker coach, and it was either run game coordinator, whatever on the defense. You've kept 3 of the top assistants for Jim Schwartz to carry over the system with Mike Rutenberg coming in. Now, a first-time defensive coordinator, the little extra sprinkle on top of this, Jim, is Dom Capers.
Yeah.
Old school. That guy's a coach of the year, 2-time head coach, and a defensive genius. You bring him in as like the consigliere to Rutenberg to advise with Rutenberg, who's had a great reputation as a defensive backs coach. You bring him in with the continuity of the Schwartz. I think you're going to be fine. I was nervous about it first. I'm feeling much more confident with that Capers, and you're elevating the current Schwartz assistants there. So I'm actually feeling pretty good about the defense.
All right, so stick on the defense. We talked about some guys early, Sonny Dykes, Styles. We talked about Caleb Downs. Outside of those guys, are there other guys that, well, obviously they'll go, Browns have a high draft pick early, top 10 pick, obviously. Seems like they do every year. But, like, are you concerned? And they got 2. Are you concerned about the noise and the injury with Caleb Downs right now?
No. Like you said earlier, this is the time you hear guys, all this tearing kids down. Why? Because GMs want to draft them. They want their stock to fall. It's all a smokescreen. By the time every year we get to the draft, we're spinning.
Yeah.
Like, what's going? Who? I thought this guy was the first year, and then this guy who they say he's going to be a 2nd overall pick. He wasn't, and so it's all spinning. I'm not concerned about Caleb Downs at all. That dude is an absolute stud. You can pop him anywhere, and he's going to deliver. So I'm not concerned with him. A guy too. Tested on the combine, Sonny Styles' brother, who was also on Ohio State, Lorenzo Styles, who's a defensive back, ran like a 4.27 40.
Wow.
Like, these are like absolute freak shows. I don't know where. I'm thinking he's probably like a 3rd, 4th round pick. But with that athleticism, man, you can get some great value. It's a great defensive draft, man. It is a great defensive draft. There's some Jacob Rodriguez on the linebacker side who have got a Carson Schlesinger comparisons. Another guy, there's a few other linebackers you can get later on. Really deep defensive draft.
It is. It really is a deep defensive draft. And, who are some of your other risers that you saw coming out of the combine?
I'll tell you. Each year, I have what I call my combine crush. Okay? I come out of it. I'm in love. Right? A few years ago, it was DK Metcalf. I'm like, get me DK Metcalf. Absolute stud. Each year, there's a different combine crush. This year, it's wide receiver. The other USC receiver, not Mekhi Lemon, Jacoby Lane. Jim?
Yeah, I love that kid.
This dude, now he's not going to be a 1st round pick. Someone's going to get a steal going into the combine. He was thought of as 3rd round. Now very likely 2nd round. Let me run this through you. 6'4", 4.4 second 40, and what jumped out to me more, 40-inch vertical. Now that is 5 inches higher than Denzel Boston, who's been a surefire lock in the 20s for the first round, who had a terrible combine. Jacoby Lane, I thought for the gauntlet drills, which for the wide receivers, the one I really pay attention to, where they do like the hop, quick pass, quick, sure hands, but you have to notice the little things. Where is hands being placed? Natural hand placement to catch the ball, runs through the catch, and then the burst. Absolute stud. I love me some Jacoby Lane. And for Denzel Boston, again, real quick, it's like bad combine. The combine isn't the be-all, end-all. You go back to the game tape. The guy is he's a really good receiver. I just thought, if I can get 2 6'4" guys, and one of those 6'4" guys can jump 5 inches higher, I want him.
Yeah.
For jump ball.
Exactly. That's what you need. I mean, look what Eli Manning did with Plexico Burress all those years.
You get a big jump ball guy. And for the Browns, where my focus goes is, I don't want another Omar Cooper Jr. for Indiana, fine receiver, but he's being mocked to the Browns a little bit. Jerry Jeudy's 5'11", Isaiah Bond's 5'10". I don't need another 5'11" guy.
You need a 6'4" guy
who can get up, because then you have different looks. If I have all 5'11", it's the same thing. Give me different looks. So that's what the Browns need. And of course, my top pick would be Carnell Tate. I would take that dude at 6. I talked about it on the 6th podcast with Andy McNamara, up now on YouTube and on X at AndyMC81. It's Carnell Tate as the only true wide receiver 1, WR1 going in. Then the next tier is stocked. If you need a WR2, holy cow, it is deep. And nothing's to say that one of those guys can't jump up, but going in right now, it's Carnell Tate, and then there's a dip.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, like, if you look at it, there's so much depth around a lot of the positions. Like, obviously, the wide receiver, defensive, the tackles, and everything. Again, the quarterbacks. It's like, if we were having a conversation off air besides Ty Simpson, I see Drew Aller's names out there. Kate, I'm like, these guys are okay quarterbacks. They're nothing special. They're
Cade Klubnik. And this is why, too, you cannot say every year, the next year's draft class. This time last year, Cade Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier were supposed to be 1-2. The year before that, Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers 1-2. Everything changes. You cannot rely. This is supposed to be a dynamite draft class, and it's Fernando Mendoza.
Right. And if you watch the college football tape, like, I do, it's like Beck was okay. He makes big errors and he needs different looks. Nussmeier was supposed to be the guy, but he had a bad year. Drew Aller, I was never sold on at Penn State.
And Nussmeier's been rising with the Senior Bowl, rising with the combine. I feel, again.
But he got hurt this year. Traits? Yeah. Like, again, and like I said, Aller, I've never been high on.
I do like him.
I mean, I was saying, because you have James Franklin's system, was he allowed to really show himself? Then he gets hurt, but I was never sold on him winning a Heisman. Same with Cade Klubnik. I'm like, these guys are just they're just guys. They're just eh.
And here's the difference to me between a Klubnik, a Nussmeier, and a Drew Aller. Klubnik and Nussmeier are both under 6'2". Okay.
Yeah.
Again, and I thought Klubnik footwork at the combine sucked in those dropbacks. I have zero.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good at Clemson.
I have zero interest in him at all. I don't even want to talk about. I no interest. Here's the difference to me. If I'm going to take a quarterback as a flyer, right? Not coming in to be the savior, not coming in to be the starter, someone who can redshirt and see what they are in year 2 and beyond. I want to go back to what I was saying before with the elite trait. Nussmeier, Klubnik, Simpson have no elite traits. Drew Aller has an elite trait, 6'5". Drew Aller has another elite trait, a cannon arm, and he can move. Now, can he put that all together? I don't know. But he's got the elite trait to at least say, hey, if I'm going to take a flyer on a guy and try to develop, if I can grow and combine those elite traits, I'm going to have something special. Whereas, what's the ceiling with the Cade Klubnik? The ceiling with the Cade Klubnik is a okay backup. The ceiling with the Drew Aller could be a high-end starting quarterback. It could also be out of the league in 2 years.
Yeah, and that's the risk these general managers and these teams take at the draft.
Fifth round, who cares? Do it. What are you going to do?
Fourth,
You
fifth
get a third
round, it
string
doesn't
linebacker?
matter. Yeah, I mean, fourth, fifth round, it doesn't matter.
Sure,
Like at
yeah.
that point, it doesn't matter who you're taking. Obviously, first round, you want to hit, you have to hit. Second and third rounds, you're building your team. You're finding those players that can be there, start, or you have a veteran there. But second or third round, you draft for the position for that guy when he's if he's leaving. Four, five, six. It's like you're lucky to find somebody sometimes.
Yes, take your shot. Like that's where you look again for the elite trait, and that's where you're going to see guys who, let's say, a pass rusher who can't stop the run, but on third down, pin his earbacks, he's great. Well, he's not a complete player, so you feel okay. I can use him in that spot, and maybe he's coachable to get there. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, and so that's what you take in those later rounds. Where in those top rounds, like you said, you got to hit round 1 and round 2 and 3. In today's NFL, you got to be hitting starters or guys who at least can come in as a rotational and come in and fill in. Like you can't.
No, I mean, and like I said, there's definitely good players from Indiana and all these different teams that went to the combine. But again, it's free agency trades. Like, what are teams going to do? Because like, if Trent Williams is available, that's a player teams should go get, right? Shore up your offensive line position. You could get a guy like that. Like, for instance, like we didn't mention it. We'll talk about it real quick. Transition, the franchise tags and stuff like that. You saw Daniel Jones get hit with a transitional tag. Kenneth Walker's a free agent. Like, George Pickens
got tagged.
Breece Hall got tagged. George Pickens got tagged. Like, it's a new world right now because GMs are trying to figure out, all right, what's the best direction for us right now? And let's see what the Pickens thing happens in Dallas because, like, he wants to get paid, but he's not as good as CD but he's a reliable receiver for a Cowboys team that needs another good wide receiver.
Yeah, no doubt. And one receiver, I don't think he's getting enough love. Omar Cooper's getting the bump up. Why is no one talking about Elijah Sarah? 15 touchdowns with Indiana. 6'2".
So good. I
love him. No one's talking about him, Jim. Why?
He was a great player at Indiana this past year.
Yes, exactly. 15 touchdowns. 15. Like, I barely heard his name whispered, if at all. Omar Cooper, fine. Okay. Have fun with that. I might want. Can I get Elijah Sarah in the third round?
Yes. Yeah.
If that guy's sitting there, and I'm the Browns, and even if I took Cardinal Tate, I got to think like, depending on what I need.
That's a flyer you take a guy on.
Like, again, 15 touchdowns for a national championship team. We're not talking about a D2 here.
And a quiet 15, very quiet 15 touchdowns.
I think that guy is somebody we need to watch. We need to mark, and whoever gets him, I think I have a real. I mean,
there's definitely some steals that'll come out of these drafts because a lot of people, they just don't know. They overvalue players and then they undervalue players. Like, I mean, I know there's some players in there. Like, again, I've seen some mocks where Cardinal Tate goes to the Browns. I've seen Sonny Styles to the Giants. Ruben Bain now up to Washington on some mock drafts. Like,
it's silly season.
It is silly season, right? Like, I think there's a Mekhi Lemon to me, like you said, he's a good wide receiver. I mean, I love him coming out, USC wide receiver. But again, it's the edge rushers, it's the non-sexy positions that are getting the most attention this year at the draft.
Well, there's that, and one of the unsexy positions that is really deep is guard.
Yeah,
and I know you saw him, and I hope if the viewers have not seen him, Google starts with a G. Jennings Dunker.
Yes.
The red head mulleted. That dude, he's from Iowa. That dude looks like he eats cheeseburgers and plays football. That is just a country boy who's a big old boy, and he plays tackle and he plays guard. I think he'll be a much better guard in the NFL. He is a power. I don't care what the numbers say for testing, and he tested pretty good. You can just see when you're doing those drills, powerful hands, nasty. Jennings Dunker made himself some money, and I hope he goes to the draft and is in a tux with that red mullet, because boy, that is a statement.
That is a statement. Well, we're gonna find out. I mean, there's this silly season now. We're hitting the free agency, franchise tags. This is
free agency next week.
Right. All right, I got one more before we let you go.
Sure.
And it's not Browns related, even though but it's quarterback related. Okay. So everybody knows I'm not the biggest JJ McCarthy fan. I don't hate
I'm with you.
I don't hate the kid. There's no hate towards the kid.
Overrated.
He was overrated coming to the draft. I didn't think he played well at Michigan. I thought he was a product of the Michigan system. They ran the football, good defense. Again, I point to the game in college where in the second half against Penn State, they ran the ball 40 times. He didn't even throw the ball once in the second half.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Minnesota's logic was drafting him, A, that high, but B, not keeping Sam Darnold on a win now championship level team. I don't get it. And now you're scrambling to find a quarterback.
And that's why they fired their general manager, who actually came from the Browns. There's always a Browns tie-in. Browns got like a fifth-round pick compensation because of the minority rule, whatever it is, if you develop and promote.
Yeah.
So they got some. But there was a total screw-up by the general manager. Yeah. And apparently the rumor was he was using PFF to draft. I'm like, well, you might as well hire us.
Yeah.
He did a terrible job. And to your point, I thought I'm so on board with you, JJ McCarthy. I've called him since he was drafted Mac Jones with better hair. And I don't even think he's as good as Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is way better. Mac Jones was way better in college than JJ McCarthy was.
Yeah, and the thing about I thought he was super. Again, where's the elite trait? Injured, and now you move on. You waste that capital. You let Sam Darnold walk out the door. Outrageous. With a team that had an offense. You're killing Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers of this era.
And now he's getting mad that he didn't get the football.
As he should.
As he should. He's the best wide receiver in the game right now.
Oh, he is so good.
And I'm like, is Kyler Murray going to do it? Kyler Murray wasn't that good in college.
Kyler Murray stinks. And he's tiny.
Not only is he tiny, bad work ethic. Like, he doesn't study.
Video games. No.
Like, he doesn't
plays
study.
Call of Duty.
Right.
And the injuries are piling up. So you're telling me I got a 5'9", maybe generously listed 5'9", quarterback, squatty quarterback who can only survive based on elusiveness, or those guys we saw at the combine, those 6'5" guys who can run a 4.5 will squish you and eat you like a little donut. Now you're injured more. They're going to be able to catch you. You're done. Only had one playoff appearance for the Cardinals. Overrated, overhyped, never got it done. And Kyler Murray, he'll get, a team will take him, of course, because it's that sort of Russell Wilson angle where the Cardinals owe him X amount, so he'll be able to sign with the team for the minimum.
Right.
Someone's going to take a shot, as you might as well. But go to Minnesota. I've heard him linked to the Browns, too. It's like he's not coming to Cleveland, you fools. He's not.
No. I got one for you, though, because somebody talked to me about this, and again, it's silly season, but somebody mentioned this to me after Houston lost. And I mentioned on the podcast with Lefty, too. Is there a world where the Houston Texans decide to move on from C.J. Stroud with that elite defense? And I was told, yes, there's a possibility. There's a world where that could happen because they believe they should have been in the AFC Championship game with that defense. And if, CJ doesn't have those two bad playoff games, maybe he's gotten a contract extension by now.
Because you had that epic rookie year and then decline.
Right.
I still think CJ Stroud can be a really good quarterback in this league. I am a believer. I don't think it was a fluke. He's had a lot of injuries around him. Some of it's on him. The question I always bring up when I hear something like this, it's, all right, Houston Texans, you want to move on for CJ Stroud. For who? You're not getting him in the draft.
No.
You're not getting him in free agency. Where are you getting this guy?
Well, again,
he's not there.
No, he's not there, but I'm just saying there is a possibility that they decide that just give him a 50-year option and see what happens. Because
I would.
Because I don't think it's warranted a contract extension, but B, I thought in the playoff game against New England, Davis Mills should have been in the second half.
Well, you know what? That's a good point, probably. But at the same point, it's like, okay, kid, this is your show, and then he didn't do it.
And he didn't. Well, yeah, exactly. But you had 5 turnovers and cost your team a chance to go to title game.
I'm with you. I'm with you. At some point, it's got to be what's the best for the team to win. I like your plan of giving him the 5th-year extension. Let him prove it.
Right.
And then if it's not, then okay, it's 5 years. You start making your plans and whatever. But the answer, if you trade him, all right,
or bring somebody else in,
or
bring somebody else in that can challenge him.
I don't know who that is.
Like,
who you get? Kyler Murray? No, there's all lessers.
Unless you steal the guy from inside the division.
Who?
Daniel Jones.
Oh, the transition tag.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be some interdivision spice, wouldn't it?
Look, Houston's got a good offensive line. You have David Montgomery. You saw what Daniel Jones did with a good running game and a good defense this year.
That would be. I have not heard any rumors of that, but
I haven't
like
heard. That's
chaos.
That's just me. That's just chaos theory. That's just a chaos theory. I have not heard about Daniel Jones going there, but he has the transition tag, and it just kind of leaves an opening.
Transition tag, the franchise tag, you're done.
Right.
Transition tag means a team can match, but you can match it or beat it, and you have a chance to match.
Right.
And take him back.
Right.
So, heck, why not? Like if you want, that would be a wild scenario. Then you can open up to trade CJ. Like that would be absolute chaos. I'm here for it. I'd love to see it.
But again, it's just crazy talk this time of year because everybody likes to do crazy talk. But it's not crazy as you think because it's actually a smart business decision given the NFL is a year-to-year league and the Texans defense is so elite you cannot waste it.
Yeah, that's true. This is a huge year for CJ Stroud. You got to put pieces around. You got to figure out, okay, why has this decline happened? I do believe year 2, a large part was injury based. They acquired David Montgomery, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you got the pieces. Can CJ be the guy? I hope he can, because boy, that rookie year was something special. I still think he's a real good quarterback. They just have to twist around whatever has gotten stuck up on him, and get back, adjust play call, whatever. How about maybe you do the Seattle Seahawks model?
Yeah.
Remember, Sam Darnold led the league in turnovers with combined interception and fumbles. What did Mike McDonald do? Okay, man, we're going run heavy defense, and we're only going to ask you to make the plays when you need to. Otherwise, be a distributor. But you have the talent to make a big play when we need it. Yeah. They won the Super Bowl. You take that strategy with that defense of the Texans, which is right up there with Seattle's. There's a strategy right there. You can make.
I can make some
noise on his plate.
Right, exactly, because I don't think he can handle it. But again,
now.
No. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Free agency opens up. Got the draft coming up. Andy McNamara is always going to be a friend of the show and always going to be on this program here. Andy, what do you got coming up?
I love it, buddy. Thanks for having me. Yeah, we got tons of stuff on the sporting news. All my links and the Sick podcast with Andy McNamara had a really great in-depth draft and post-combine breakdown with John Vogel, draft expert from the Sick Podcast Network. That's on YouTube, The Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara, on X, at SickPodBrowns, at AndyMC81, and Instagram and TikTok, at AndyMC Sports. You get all my stuff there. Check that out.
Guys, Round Campus, Nightcap Recap combination here. Jim Biringer, Andy McNamara. Guys, we'll be back for more NFL Combine talk, draft talk,